Welcome back, everyone. We are covering a very important topic this morning on Daytime at 9, addiction and recovery. If you or a loved one is battling an addiction, there is wonderful help available. In fact, it's right here in San Antonio. Please welcome back Greg Hannley and Alex Rahici with Soba Recovery, and a very, very special guest, actor, comedian, Andy Dick, everyone. Hi. You know him, you love him. Everyone knows that face. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
How's San Antonio for you so far, Andy?
Phenomenal. It's such a beautiful city.
Isn't it?
Yes.
And aren't the people friendly?
Very friendly.
Especially here at Fox. Especially here.
They're beautiful here at Fox.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Beautiful.
And thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Now, every month, we always talk about Greg's, his publication, which is Recovery Today, and you are the face on the latest edition, and here it is. There you are, handsome Andy Dick.
So presidential.
You really are, but you know what I love is you get real.
Running for president.
In this article. Look how
Vote
good you
for
look.
Dick.
Tell me a little bit about just
Oh, sorry.
the article and why you decided to do it.
Well, Greg is a very good friend of mine, and he also happened to save my life. This guy right over here.
Yeah, this guy, yeah.
One of the, if not maybe the last person to not give up on me. So I feel like, you know, when somebody saves your life, you kind of owe them your life.
Sure.
And, well, that aside, if anybody says, do you want to be on the cover of a magazine? I'm like, how high? You know? Do I got to get? No.
Where do I need to go?
I'm just kidding. This is all about recovery. I'm already making drug jokes.
But you are Andy Dick.
I
mean,
know.
hello.
I can't
That's
let.
okay.
I wish I could shake that.
Yeah, no, that's, people love you and they root for you. And
I love you. Thank you.
No, it's true.
Thanks,
it's true.
Kimberly.
But I appreciate you being here and talking about what you've gone through in your recovery, because I can't even begin to imagine how difficult that time has been for you. So
Yeah, I mean, even when you say that time, I mean, honestly, it's difficult right now.
yeah,
Like
it's
right
never
now.
not difficult,
No,
is it?
No. Are you in recovery? Or do you,
I am not, but
you know,
I know people, and I
everybody
have loved
does.
ones. Everyone knows someone.
Everybody is touched by it. That's why it can't be a big secret. Greg talks about this. It can't be brushed under the rug anymore. You know, it has to be talked about. And yeah, it's difficult. And people that are going through it right now know what I'm talking about. It's difficult on a second by second basis, whether you're sober or not. So it's better when you're sober, way better, but it's still difficult.
Yeah. So as far as your journey and the way that you know Greg, you went to Sober Recovery then, Sober Malibu?
And I stayed.
That's
Try to
good.
get rid of me. No,
They always say that nobody ever wants to leave. Like, it really is such a wonderful place.
But it's the place, if you ask me. I've been, and I'm the expert. You know, I've been
So
to
you're
like.
saying you've done it before.
I mean, read the article, and even
Yeah.
better than the article in Recovery Today. I don't know how they can do it, but you can listen to it. I didn't really know that I knew they were recording it, but I thought they were going to just type it out. So I'm actually bawling at one point, and I thought, oh, they're never going to write, and he's bawling during this part. But then if you listen to it online, I think it's good.
Oh,
Online, right?
Yes.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You can actually go and listen to it.
It has the link right in the
That's cool.
page. So.
That's
and there's
cool.
a cool crossword puzzle in there now too.
Oh, well, super duper.
Can you hear my
Yeah.
chair? It feels like I have a mouse in my pocket. Sorry about that. I'll try to. I'll try not to move. Now my voice is like the chair. What's going on?
I love that through all of this, you have not lost your sense of humor.
Thank
and that is
God.
why people love
Are
you.
you kidding me? Thanks, Kimberly. But
How
you're
has your
so-
sense of humor changed? Has it changed at all?
I was. That's honestly. I was
Yeah.
literally just thinking about that in the bathroom because. It's,
TMI, Andy.
no, I really was because it sharpens up when I'm
Yeah.
sober. But when
You're
I'm
even better.
When I because I was having a little PTSD coming on this show because I've done these kinds of shows for 20 years. I've been on on national network series for 20 years, multiple ones. And I've done lots of shows like this, but a lot of them, the majority of them, I'd be either hungover. Greg and I were talking about, if I leave the club now, I still could get 2 hours of sleep, 1 hour. If I leave now, I could get right to the station. And I could be 5 minutes late if I go now. And then I would come and I'd be either hungover or sick. And not good. And I'd have to rely on kind of a fake kind of clownish humor as opposed to this is like the real thing.
And
this
we
is
love
what you
it.
get. I hope you do.
And we love him. And we're not letting him go anywhere. He's going to stay with us, and we'll talk more with Andy and Alex and Greg after the break. Stick around, everyone. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Daytime at 9. We are here with our very special guest, actor and comedian Andy Dick, along with Greg Hannley and Alex Rahiji with Soba Recovery. And we're missing someone.
My son, Jacob.
We are missing him.
He got sick last night. He's been throwing up this morning.
Bless his heart. Okay, well, we wish him well. We're thinking about him. We also are thinking about Daniel Baldwin.
Yeah.
Right? So where is he right now?
That poor thing is also throwing up.
He's in the UK on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother UK.
Okay, so that's a big deal. But he's still thinking of us, and I believe he sent a video for us to show our daytime viewers. So we want to go ahead and roll that beautiful footage.
Hi guys, how are you? As you know, I'm in London right now shooting Celebrity Big Brother UK, so I'm locked off in the house, but I did get permission to send you guys this video. I was here for 2 weeks before I went in, and I did a lot of speaking with celebrities, politicians, and just people on the street about drugs and alcohol here in the UK. Unlike in the States, they have not really experienced the heroin epidemic as we have in America. But one of the things that I have found is the pill problem here is off the charts. Prescription medications, particularly Oxycontin, and a lot of the heroin-related opiate family stuff is running rampant in the UK. That in conjunction with alcohol, where it is far more acceptable to drink in excess here. But yeah, they're having a terrible problem with the scenario that we talk about on the show from time to time, which is you have a legitimate grief or a problem which you go to a doctor for, and you're prescribed these pain meds. Access here is through the government. They have social medical care. They write these prescriptions to keep these people out of the office because it's cheaper for them to write them than to treat them, is really what I'm finding out. But prescription medication here is a terrible, terrible problem. And it's reared its head at maybe even a higher level than in America.
And there was Daniel. We are missing him. These guys are being silly in here. Okay, but seriously, you guys, and you talk about this every time you're here, Alex. You talk about the heroin epidemic in this country, especially when it comes to young adults. And Alex was addressing that. But why is it such a big issue with the younger generation?
So it's not just us saying it, but it's actually the CDC saying it. They're talking about
CDC?
that. Yeah.
What's that? We don't.
So here's the thing. So here's what's going on. 75% of heroin users right now, these young kids, are starting on prescription drugs. Boom, that's what they're talking about. See?
There it is, from the CDC.
Yeah. CDC, courtesy to CDC.
So 75% of users, the Centers for Disease Control.
Thank you.
That 75% of users. No, but those are scary statistics. I mean, especially if you have teenagers or you have college-aged children.
They're getting into the pill cabinet,
Yeah.
and they get addicted to whatever it is that they're taking, and then they can't
Or
afford
whatever it is
or-
their parents are taking.
Yeah, exactly.
Or grandparents.
Parents.
Or
Yeah.
grandparents.
And they're just fooling around, and they get addicted to the opiates, and then they can't get them or can't afford them, and so they end
And
up on
opiates
heroin.
and pills are a prescribed form, and even kind of more clean form of heroin.
Right.
And so, like he said, when they can't.
So when they run out or mom and dad don't have any more, then the next step is the heroin.
Cheaper, crappier, and sometimes tainted heroin that can kill you in one shot.
And then they, so now the pharmacies and the drug people are making it harder for people to go from one doctor and to a different pharmacy and reload
Good.
when they're out, which you would seem would
Doctor
be good.
shopping.
But
Yeah.
all those people now, so they cut it off, and then all those people who are addicted to the painkillers now are getting on heroin. So we're meeting the 40, 50, 60-year-old moms and people who they've been on pills for years, and all of a sudden they're heroin addicts.
Yeah.
So they don't, they put these laws that most people go, oh, that's really good. But it just flipped them into heroin addicts.
Right.
So we're seeing, I mean, it's an epidemic right now.
And Andy, I'd like to hear from you too. Like, as far as, you know, signs and that maybe your kid is using, what should parents be on the lookout for?
That's another good question, because when my son, who is here in town to do this with us, but like I said, he got sick this morning. When he was using, and he was doing hardcore drugs, the hardest you can think of, I had no idea. I said, you know, I said there's something off with him, and my baby mama said, no, he's just a teenager. Let it slide. I'm like,
you knew.
Something was off. Yeah. And the other thing that I just thought of about heroin, Greg and I and Alex were watching this thing last night. There's a new drug called Bubbly. I don't know if you know about this. And the thing that I remember when I was in my 20s, by the way, it's amazing, and knock on wood that I'm alive. And once again, thanks to Soba and Greg. Like, you know, I was there for 9 months.
Really?
The longer you stay, the better chance you have.
Yeah, he always says that.
It's so true.
Yeah. None of this 28 days business.
Yeah,
that
which
you're
I
out.
did.
Yeah.
I did that many times, and then I tried the 2 months, then I tried 3 months, then I tried. So now 9 months, and I'm just like, look at that.
You're feeling strong. No, you're looking strong too. But no, it
But
takes
here, but
that
what I was
long,
gonna-
right, to feel confident,
Yes, it
even to
does.
be able to go
Yeah,
out there.
but back to the other thing, I was thinking about this, because back in the day when I used to smoke, believe me, I smoked my fair share of pot. It was just pot. It was like, it was almost like pot from the 70s, but it wasn't. I was in the 80s and 90s, but it was weaker. And pot is getting stronger. This is what I was just thinking. It gets stronger and stronger and stronger, till now they have this the dabbing, and then this
Vaping
bubbly
and all that
vaping.
stuff.
And
I pulled the car over last night.
Yeah, we had to
I'm
stop
watching
on
this
the
thing and I
highway
go, I looked at it and I was horrified. And I go, pull the car over and look at this. And this kid there's this new, what was it called? It was
It's
called
pure,
Bubbly.
it's, yeah, bubbly.
Is there
It's
a
pure
YouTube video of a kid?
It's
it
pure
was on my Facebook.
THC.
Pure
It's-
THC, putting it in a
it's
vape.
Smoking it
it's
out of
worse
a
than
vape.
dabbing.
And this kid took this big old smoke and then immediately
He starts
went
yelling,
insane.
his hair's on fire. Yeah.
He
thought he was
like
a bird.
His buddy
Turned
was
into a
filming it, goes, hey,
pigeon.
hey, hey.
Yeah, he was a
and
pigeon.
And
It's
it
a
was
viral thing.
I'd never seen something
Wow.
like that.
see
And
it.
you've seen everything, so
This
that's
was
scary.
scary. This was
Real scary.
really scary.
And the thing is that it's one of those things. Oh, this is not a gateway drug. Pot's not a gateway drug. My son started with pot, so did I. And then it's just you need something stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger until it will be heroin or something, and then death.
All right, guys. Well, on that note, stick
Or life,
around.
or recovery, and
Or
life.
recovery.
Look,
There's
right
two
there.
And having
roads.
fun in recovery.
Living proof, exactly. It's wonderful. You can still laugh and have so much fun. So anyway, we're going to talk more with the guys after the break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Daytime at 9, everyone. We are so thrilled to be joined by our special guest, Andy Dick. He is here. We've been talking to him, along with, of course, Greg and Alex with Soba Recovery. But, Andy, your son, Jacob, was actually supposed to be here.
Right.
He's in town. He's not feeling well.
Yeah.
But he has quite the story to share, because he has, over a year of sobriety.
Yeah, he's 20.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll tell him. He's in bed right now, but he's 20 years old, and I guess he started smoking pot when he was, 13, 12 maybe, and it just progressed. It got, worse and worse and worse, and then, all the way to, he never got into heroin, I'll tell you, thank God, but he was, and I do feel, he said we can talk about it, but he was smoking speed, smoking meth. And the ironic thing is that me going in and out of rehab, I got to the point where I'm like, you know what, I guess I'm hopeless and I'm done, and I'm just going to drink myself into a grave. Not even that early, I'm 49. So and my parents were dead at my age. So I'm like, well, it's time. And when my son, I found out he was smoking meth, I'm like, that kid has a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he went into rehab, and I'm like, good for him. You know, I talked about this yesterday, but I followed him after 3 months, and I saw him come back.
So like the light in his eyes come back.
There's my
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, maybe there's hope for this old man. And I followed him into rehab. We're roommates.
So he was your motivation. He's kind of the one that got you there.
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then this man here not giving up on me. Literally the only guy in the world.
And you were saying that at 9 months you were at Soba.
Yes, 9 months. I absolutely love and recommend Soba. And you know what the weird thing is back in the day, I think you had to be rich to go into to get help, go into treatment,
Good
do
help.
this, good
Good
help.
help, yeah.
Because there's always AA, and that's free. You know, if you have $1, throw it in the basket like that. But back in the day, I was spending like 50 grand for a month, one month. And nowadays, even with Obamacare, you can get in and get the help you need. You don't need to do that. If you are surrounded by supportive people, good family, and you get into a program, any kind of program, it doesn't even have to be AA, there's lots of different programs, you can do it, you can do it. But these days, it's amazing that you don't need all that money.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Sure. So, like, where are you now? How are you feeling? I mean, because we were talking earlier about the fact that, you've been sober for this long, and I was asking, has it affected, your personality or your sense of humor? And you say you feel you're finally yourself. Like, when is the last time you felt like the real Andy Dick?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, years ago. I feel just more present now, and I can't remember.
We all made a movie, and he was in a movie with us 10 years ago, and I had to remind him
I didn't remember.
I had to remind
Really?
him what we were doing and what we were filming.
I
and
kind
he's
of
like,
remember you guys showing up.
He's like, was I drinking then? I think I owned the building, right? I owned the building.
I went to your apartment, and Ash and I left, and I was like, oh, man. What
Yeah,
was
poor
going
Because
guy.
it was a
on there?
documentary, so I
Right.
could just talk about boxing. What's that
Yeah.
movie called?
The
We're
Distance.
part of a
Distance.
company now called Malibu Films.
Yes, oh, I know of
By
it.
the way,
Yes.
that's why.
Yes.
That's another reason I'm here.
Yes, and that's how this,
Yeah.
this is all, has all
So
happened.
it's not just all about recovery.
Yeah.
We're trying
Fun-
to work
fun and
too.
recovery.
Yeah,
They're
fun
doing-
and
fun and
recovery.
They're doing some
Yeah.
big stuff, too, which we need to
Productivity.
talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'm not letting them leave. We'll talk more with Andy and Alex and Greg after the break.
Oh, the oil guy.
And
again.
welcome back, everyone. We're here with Andy Dick and Greg Hannley and Alex Rehabs with Soba Recovery. And by the way, they are going to the party tonight. That's what we were talking about, to the white party
the
tonight.
white party. I'm
And-
halfway there.
And by the way, Andy Dick has just told me that he is going to go up in the Bachelor
Well, we weren't
auction.
going to talk about it.
He said, let's talk about it. So you could win a dinner date with Andy Dick tonight. Yeah. If you show up.
You're the lucky winner.
That's right. Well, heck yeah. So could like a guy could bid and y'all could go as like bros, and like, it would be like cool to have Andy Dick there. Maybe they could go golf.
Oh yeah, that's a good
right.
idea. You can
Like,
bid
just
on
like-
me, or you know what? Because you're saying bachelorette, you could bid on me to go to your bachelorette party and teach
No, it's,
the carrots. This was a carrot, Kimberly. Carrot. It's a carrot.
all right.
From old school.
And,
It's my biggest
remember,
cameo.
I remember
It's
well.
a carrot. I don't know where
So
your
if you
mind
see
is.
us laughing,
Anyways, I
it's
could
'cause
teach
you
you how to
can't
eat
stop not
carrots.
laughing.
I
around
remember
him.
well.
I can teach you how
remember
to
well.
eat carrots
All
at
right,
your bachelorette
gentlemen.
party, or we can go on a legitimate date. Because
Or a
that
real
would be
date.
fun. That would
A
be
real
fun.
date.
I do have a girlfriend right now, but
Very okay. Well, she wouldn't like it, but
she's-
it's for charity.
What happens in San Antonio? Don't know.
There you go.
Does this
There you
get
go.
seen
Yes,
up
we're
in
still
LA?
live.
Is
We're
this
still
in
live.
LA?
All right, I know it's here. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And again, Andy, so wonderful to meet you. We wish your son Jacob the best. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. And if you would like to get in touch with Greg or Alex, Soba, Texas is open. You can give them a call, and they can help you out. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend, everyone. We will see you on Monday.